Win some Proline tyres, win some Proline tyres, or you can win, get this puppy out of here, a winch. And it even comes with its little worn sticker. How cool is that, eh? So guys, that's going to be this year's competition. Some guys need tyres, some guys need a winch. Write me in the comment which of the two you need, and I shall put you in the draw. Now let's get back into today's video. Project Jeep time. So today we're going to talk about the little Project Jeep. It is a Renegade YJ, probably late 90s. I think it was late 90s. And or middle 90s, sorry, middle 90s. So this version is the Renegade YJ Wrangler. It came out with these wide fender flares, which, as you can see, they're not really mounted properly or installed yet, but they were just sort of chucked in the back of the Jeep. The engine has been taken out, the gearbox, the transfer case, it has no prop shafts. I don't even know if it has brakes. So kind of what I'm doing with this is I'm looking for a donor vehicle. Now, on the Canary Islands, we have a bit of a British influence. So there are Jeeps around, but there are more Land Rovers around than Jeeps. And the Land Rovers, once they don't get roadworthy anymore, you can get them at a steal. So literally you buy the vehicle without papers. And I've got my eye on a donor vehicle right now, which has a 3.9 V8 in it. Also, it comes with a manual gearbox, transfer case, it has prop shafts, which we'll probably have to change to get onto these axles. Or what we'll do, we'll measure the distance between the wheels on the two vehicles, where I'm thinking the Land Rover might be a little bit longer than the Jeep, than the Wrangler. But maybe we could shorten the back of it to make it fit, and then we can just actually swap the bodies and leave everything underneath it. The reason why I would do that is because the Discovery, the Defender, and the Range Rover in the late 90s, they were actually all basically the same chassis. So the Defender was quite a simple truck, not a lot of electrics on it, a real workhorse. The Discovery was a little bit prettier and it was a bit more complicated, and then the Range Rover in the late 90s was a very complicated truck, and it just had too many electrics on it and it just bailed out all the time. So I'm kind of looking for something in between, and I've got my eye on one, and let's hope that deal goes through. So what I want to do today is get some steering into a little Project Jeep, because at the moment I'm still yanking it with a crowbar to actually get the wheels into the direction that I want to take the little Jeep to. Now I have my steering column, the original steering column, lying in the back here, because I have been cleaning the Jeep out a little bit, as you can see in the background there. Now this should just pop right in there. What do you think? So what I will do is take it through the firewall, and let's see where I can find the connections. Let's hope they're there, because I don't even know if they're there. Okay, first things first, let's take the steering column and zhuzh it into position. I'm just going to let it lie here for a second. Pop the bonnet. Let's see if I can find the actual connector going down through to the steering box. Well, I have my steering box down here. Let me just show you guys. As you can see, engine is gone. So I've got my steering box. I actually have all the connectors, and I just got to link them up at the back here. Now let's see if we can get that connected without breaking my fingers. Well, one thing I could do is just kind of let this hang in position somehow. Let's see if I can catch it from the other side. Trying to wiggle this a little bit. That's a good angle. Try and get this a little bit over. This is actually a little more difficult than I thought it would be. If I could turn the wheels a little bit to the left or right, then I could actually straighten this. Or maybe that's a good way. Hang on, let's try that. Maybe see if I can catch that from this side. that's kind of okay. Come on, come on. Oh, no. Almost. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, come on. Let's try that again. Okay. Ah. This is definitely a two people job. Okay, got another idea. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can turn the wheels. Jesus, dude. Maybe that was kind of okay. Let's try this. Yes. I think I got it. Well, I kind of got it. All right, let's see if I can get that a bit further in. There we go, perfect. That wasn't too bad for a one-man job. All right. All right. Okay. Now I found some screws that kind of fit, because all these Wrangler threads are different than the normal Deans that I'm used to. Yeah, that kind of fits as well. They're not the screws that actually fit in here. I think this is from the roll cage. I have no idea, but this is probably the original screw from here. Okay, let's see if I can place this past the harness. Oh gosh, okay, hang on a second. Okay, first one's in, and the wiring harness is a bit in the way. That doesn't look bad. There we go. Okay, let's tighten them up. Ratchet, extension. Oh gosh, needs a bit of oil. GCM. I'll do it probably for now. Hang on a second. Now I need to get my steering wheel. Alrighty, I got my original steering wheel that was in this Jeep when I was actually given this Jeep by my old neighbor. He had it standing, he has I don't know, some industrial property. He had it standing on that industrial property for a friend of his, and I think it was standing there for 15 years. So when he saw that I had the little red Jeep, then he's like, well, if you get somebody to pick this Jeep up with a flatbed, you can have it. So that's exactly what I did. I didn't think twice about that one. What I'm gonna do is take this screw out again, this bolt, and I'm actually gonna put some oil or grease on it, because I know exactly what's gonna happen. This thing is gonna rust itself into there like crazy. I'm just going to grease it a little bit so that, hang on, what is this actually? Chain grease, lithium grease. Okay, sure it'll do the trick. Get rid of a bit of rust. That sounds a lot better, doesn't it? Okay, that way I can tighten that a bit better, and I can get it out which is the main part, isn't it? Let's do the same with this. Grease that up a little bit, because this is just very temporary. I know the steering column is going to come out again. There. That's kind of tight enough. Okay, now I've got to get this bolt off. Very funny. I wonder if this actually still works. Okay, let's move this over a little bit. What I need here, a 19, no, a 22, yes. The way this looks, it also needs a bit of grease. Jeez. This is what 15 years of out in the sun with no roof does to a little Wrangler Jeep. Let's just put that. Let's put quite a lot of this on here actually. Don't think that'll harm. Separating it quite nicely there. Let's put some more on everywhere so that it actually works a little bit better. Okay, should I try this first? Let's actually run the bolt first. Yeah, come on, this is not easy. Am I turning the wheels? Yes, they are turning. Brilliant. Well, GCM. No, I can't get it off. What? I've got to turn it all the way to the left to get it off. Jeez, I can't believe how tough this bolt is. There it comes. What the heck? Okay. Here's the original bolt though. I'm sure it is. Has to be. Okay, let's put the steering on. Steering has this little pin that kind of has that little pin there, that little hole where these two pins kind of have to line up. There we go. Get that down in there a little bit. This is so rusted, doesn't even want to go in properly. Oh, kind of got it a bit. Okay. A little more. Well, I am turning the wheels. Kind of a good sign. Hey? Oh gosh, what the fuck? That didn't sound too good. Maybe this bolt needs a washer. Don't quite understand why it doesn't want to go further. It doesn't look that rusted, but I'm battling with it like crazy. Let's get that bolt off again. Here it comes. And what actually happened is the thread actually jumped and it snapped that little pin off. That pin is actually for the indicator so that it kind of centers itself after you come out of a bend. You indicate, you turn, as you turn the steering wheel back, it jumps it back into center. I don't really need that, to be quite honest. All I want is to be able to steer properly. And that's all I am interested in. Or at least just a little bit. Plus plus and minus. Now all I need to do is knock this steering wheel down. Let's take this. Let's see if I can knock this in here a little bit so that it grabs the teeth. I don't want to knock it in too far because it'll never come out again. Okay, put the bolt back on. There is probably a washer missing under here because that's just that little bit, but I can steer and I can adjust the height. That's quite nice. So now when I'm moving my little Jeep, I can actually point it into the direction that I want it to go into. Very nice. Key, can I start it? Don't need a key, quite cool. All right. Okay, so that's my steering sorted out for now. One of many that I can tick off. So let's see how fast I can get my hands on that Land Rover that I've got my eye on at the moment. Bring it down here so that we can start figuring out what we need to do. I would like to actually keep the chassis of the little Wrangler and put the engine of the Land Rover in this with transfer case, with gearbox and everything, and then join up the prop shafts to these axles. On the other hand, the Land Rover is quite a tough vehicle, so I'm like kind of contemplating, you know, but let's keep this more original Jeep with a different engine, because if we put this onto a Land Rover, I don't really know. So let me know down in the comments, should we take the Land Rover, make a rolling chassis out of it, and put this body onto the Land Rover? That's one idea. Or should we put the Land Rover Jeep into the Land Rover engine into the Jeep? Okay guys, that's it from me for this week from Turtle Works. See you next time. Bye.